One day in January, I got up, packed a backpack, and left on a 4-day trip down the west coast of Taiwan with no trains or accommodation booked. After picking up some croissants, I hopped on the next high-speed train and sampled all of my flavors: egg custard, brown sugar mochi, and chocolate, and 90 short minutes later, I was in the southern port city of Kaohsiung.
I probably should have done more research on the train as to what you even do in Kaohsiung. Considering trying to get to a Buddhist temple that's supposed to be spectacular, but it's like an hour away and the sun is gonna set before I'm able to get there. So instead, I found a tourist attraction that is a mile away, so I can definitely get there before sunset. I think I've been watching too much jet lag recently, and I think that I need to sprint to every location to complete tasks, but I don't because I have free time and free will. We have arrived. Unfortunately, I think the scenic towers are under construction, but luckily they have bungee surfing. This is the second city after Bern, Switzerland, where I have run into bungee surfing as a sport. But I'm gonna eat my douhua and watch some, I think. Very nice from the outside. A little bit parametric, sort of Zaha Hadid-esque, if you will. But it also looks like the ICA in Boston. I forget who did that one. Sort of a mixture of the two styles. Look. This organic underbelly reminds me a lot of the Dongdaemun Design Plaza in Seoul. This is very similar. So once again, I should have done more research about the buildings that I'm going to, but the Kaohsiung Opera House / the National Kaohsiung Center for the Arts is the largest cultural facility in Taiwan, the world's largest performing arts theater under one roof. Was designed by a Dutch architect whose name I forget, and took inspiration from the Wade-Giles banyan tree, which accounts for the multiple very organic entry points around, such as you can come in through this way and this way. This is a very, very cool building. I'm the only person in this train station, and low-key also on this train.
Two things I noticed about Kaohsiung were the results of a recent harborfront revitalization project, including a sculpture festival and architecture that looked like it came straight from Copenhagen, and the city's Japanese flair, which seemed more pronounced than in Taipei. I was surprised to hear about Taiwan and Japan's mutual affinity despite its 50 years under Japanese occupation, but izakaya bars and matcha cafes like this one are really common. Candidly, I'm losing my mind to this spread because there's nothing more I love than a strawberry matcha latte and some mochi that comes with its own tiny syrup. The whole thing was 200 NTD, which is just under $7, which is insane. It costs $7 just for the matcha alone in San Francisco, not to mention the mochi, the strawberry, etc.
This is really good quality matcha. This is probably the best, freshest, best textured mochi I've ever had in my life. Oh my gosh. Also with like the ground peanuts and brown sugar syrup. It's perfect. Okay, plan of attack. I'm gonna make a little loop using the light rail line to get to the art museum, and then go to the harbor art exhibits for sunset and dinner, and then work my way back up, drop off my stuff right now in this station because the Kaohsiung station is just one stop further, and then I can take another train to Tainan tonight. My carefully laid plans derailed when I passed this gorgeous cafe, and despite a mistranslated air raid alert that put everyone slightly on edge, I had an incredible lunch from a menu that seemed conjured from my dreams. I started with a pomelo soda with pickled green plum. Pomelo is one of my favorite fruits and it was perfectly refreshing. Then this bowl of pumpkin puree topped with vanilla creme anglaise and a granola, which is one of my favorite desserts I've ever eaten. The texture was unbelievably smooth and the flavor combination was so good. And lastly, this elevated peanut butter and jelly with sourdough toast, strawberry preserves, and peanut butter. I eventually started dipping the bread in the pumpkin cream. The whole thing was spectacular and around $12 US. Oh my gosh, I got here in time for a beautiful sunset. I wasn't optimistic because at the museum the sky did not look promising, but it turned out so well. I can't wait to show you. It's so pink and beautiful and it's tropical. Like, humidity is a blanket, as they say. So you will not believe. Actually, maybe you will believe because of this light that's happening right now. May I note that it is still incredibly humid, and even though I'm biking into the wind, I'm sweating right now. Just got a ticket. The train leaves in 5 minutes. I forgot that there's an earlier one. It cost 100 NTD, which is $3. Inner city transport for $3, not bad.
High heels on my tippies. Dough, say ain't Gabbana, that's on my tippies.